नित्यानन्देश्वरसमारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Srimahans, Mahants, Kotaris, Tanedas, visitors, viewers, sitting with us all over the world through Nityananda TV, Sadhana TV, Ara TV and two-way video conferencing, having Nayanadiksha. Cities sitting with us in two-way video conferencing, having Nayanadiksha, Trinidad Tobago, Hong Kong Sirgali, Bangalore North, Singapore Adinam, Warrington UK, Puduvai Adinam, Houston Adinam, Huzur Adinam, Ponca City, Oklahoma, Hyderabad Gupta Kashi, Toronto Adinam, Oklahoma Adinam, Los Angeles Adinam, Seattle Adinam, Vancouver, Bhubaneswar, Slice Springs, Australia, San Jose Adinam, St. Louis Adinam, Kuala Lumpur Adinam, Ohio Adinam, Chennai Adinam, and some more cities. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Today, Meenakshi Brahmotsavam, second day. Mahadeva is gracing in Sarvalankara and Meenakshi is gracing on Swarnamayura Vahana, the golden peacock vehicle, wearing the pearl crown made of pearls, which is the official Ratna of Pandyanadu, Pandidesa. She is gracing on Swarnamayura Vahana. Let's receive her blessings first. Yesterday, we had a Dvajarohanam, official flag hoisting to celebrate, to start the Meenakshi's Brahmotsava. From the time the flag was raised, I know the energy is totally different. I was wondering, I used to think that, there's something called, so-called thinking process. I used to wonder, how can energy become different in energy field itself? It's already the high energy field. Even then, the energy which can be perceived normally, that drastically increases when these Brahmotsavams start and all the divine energies start manifesting themselves here. So, the time for the Leela started from yesterday. So again you will see, from today, all these Brahmotsavam days, everywhere from my Padukas, the Vibhuti and Kumkum will start materializing. Wherever we have Meenakshi deity, Vibhuti and Kumkum will start materializing on Meenakshi deity. It's time for Meenakshi's Leelas. All the temples where we have Devi, Meenakshi's deity, Devi's deity, you should start decorating her, giving her the special offerings, and start celebrating the Devi's Brahmotsavam as much as you can. San Jose should celebrate because you have a beautiful Meenakshi and you represent Madurai. Let's enter into today's satsang. I'll continue to expand on 9th verse of the Isavasya Upanishad. Please recite along with me. Antam tama pravishanti ye avidyamupasate tato bhuya ivate tama yavu vidyayam rataha. Those who worship avidya, ignorance, that veils the true knowledge of truth, consciousness, enter into blinding darkness characterized by the absence of perception, but into greater darkness of ignorance than that enter they who, considering themselves as scholarly and learned, are engaged in vidya, the incomplete knowledge acquired for vested interests, characterized by the impure perception of truth and consciousness. See, this verse talks about two types of people. One, who worship ignorance. Second, who worship of truth. Knowledge for the sake of vested interest, not for the sake of knowledge itself. Understand? Knowledge for the sake of vested interest, not for the knowledge itself. When you start worshipping the knowledge for the sake of knowledge, you become embodiment of vidya, knowledge. But if you are worshipping the knowledge for some other vested interests, as I was describing few days before, for the sake of luxury or for the sake of any other comforts, if you stop seeking, you will be suffering with the off knowledge, the incomplete knowledge, the impure perception of truth, consciousness. I am telling you, please understand, when you enter into the search of spiritual knowledge, seeking, you will have such liberating truths about freedom, all-powerfulness. All these great truths will be told, but be very clear, unless they become experience Don't try to mess up with the concepts of freedom. Please understand, most of the time, giving into your patterns, you will start declaring as freedom. You will say, after all, I am enlightened, I am a soul, I am free. Then finally, go and eat the beef. Ramakrishna says beautifully in an example. The crow may try to boast about itself, but finally end up in eating what it eats from the dustbin, dirt. So understand, most of the time, these so-called knowledgeable people also, with the incomplete knowledge, they give in to their patterns and declare they are free. Please listen. I'll give you a more clear example. Without becoming Paramahamsa, try to live like a Paramahamsa. Really, without getting to the space of non-attachment, trying to live as if unattached. Listen. This is the most dangerous game people will play. But of course, nobody else need to punish them. They themselves will be punishing themselves. They will be punishing themselves. Giving into your patterns cannot be freedom. Here, what Upanishads are trying to tell, I'll expand. Listen, step by step. These incomplete knowledge people with incomplete knowledge, before even achieving enlightenment, due to their vested interests, because of their impure perception of truth and consciousness, even though they claim they are unattached, wise, they get completely distracted and destroyed with the incomplete knowledge. Actually, Upanishads are trying to very boldly describe the obstacles you will face in the initial level seeker and advanced level seeker. For an initial level seeker, the biggest problem is boredom, due to which you don't break whenever you hit the black. You just develop a don't care attitude towards your ignorance. Second, as an advanced seekers, I have seen even in our Sangha people behaving like this. They try to behave without taking the responsibility of enlightenment, all the powers of enlightenment. I have so many fellows who are waiting to grab the powers of enlightenment without taking the responsibility of enlightenment and without having the experience of enlightenment. Understand, enlightenment is not expertise, it is experience. People start thinking, if they learn how I behave, how I live, and expertise my behavior, they can become enlightened, or they can show themselves as enlightened. Enlightenment comes as experience, not out of being expertised. It is not from expertise. It's from experience. Listen. The second level obstacles are more dangerous. There, you start behaving almost like enlightened, but with the incomplete knowledge, without the expertise. I tell you, an enlightened being, the definition of enlightened being, his level of seeking will be totally different from your level, but he will continue to be seeking, because seeking is the only way he will be alive. That's the only way he even makes you understand he is alive. That's the only qualification of his existence. See, you can prove you are alive by so many things: eating a sweet, having physical pleasures. Through all that, you prove you are alive to yourself and to others. But an enlightened being is alive only in his seeking. That's the only way he reminds himself that he is alive, and he proves he is alive to others. To that level, his very core will be seeking. His very core will be seeking. Andam tama pravishantiye avidyamupasate tato bhuya yivate tama yavu vidyayamrataha. So today, I wanted the subject for Vakyartha Sadas should be how the incomplete knowledge makes you arrogant and makes you lose your seeking, makes you egoistic, and how the growth gets stopped by the incomplete knowledge. Have Vakyartha Sadas on this. I'll continue to expand on these verses in the near future. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, in the next day's satsang. And I also want to tell you all, because of Brahmotsavam, all the next 10 days there will be unbroken satsangs, means live Nitya satsang, where I will be physically coming. And after a long time, I am also wearing all the abharanas and sitting in the golden throne as the mark of Brahmotsavam celebrations. After I started speaking on Upanishads, almost I stopped wearing gold and using golden throne. I just wanted to give you the taste of the rishis, ancient rishis lifestyle in the forest. Now I'm back to Madurai to celebrate. The coronation and the Meenakshi's marriage celebration and ceremonies. I don't know how many of you remember. My coronation also happened in the same Brahmotsavam period. Chitrai Brahmotsavam period only. The 4th day of the Brahmotsavam. So every year we will be celebrating this Brahmotsavam. With this, I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Advaita, the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
Nityananda Dhyanapitham, Nityananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nityananda.org, www.youtube.com/lifeblissfoundation.